All right, so I'm back to just pull out some inner child oracle cards just to kind of see who in the collective, or that this message is for, the aspects of your inner child that you need to reflect on, or that, you know, would help you moving forward, or assist you in your current time, in this present moment, that will help you to take the next step forward. You know, kind of inspiring or trying to motivate you more so into like sitting with yourself and really reflecting on these certain things that may be burdensome to you. Maybe you're not aware of, or just, you know, this would be confirmation like, yeah, it's time to really face this. It's time to really, you know, grow from this, evolve from it. Okay. Someone needs to know you are enough. Okay. Pull yourself close. Every part of your being is deserving of love. All right. So maybe you, for some of you or someone, like maybe you didn't grow up feeling loved. Maybe you didn't feel like you were enough. And not because you just didn't, you know, just up and not felt that way, but because no one ever made you feel that way. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. All right. And that could be very, you know, complex when it comes to, you know, as an adult, when you feel like you're not enough, or when you feel like you've not received, you're not deserving of love, you end up, for some, you end up like craving it and searching for it so deeply that you take anything and everything, you know, or you just feel like you're not worthy of it. So you don't place yourself, you lose track of loving self. Okay. Or it's just like, you know, you're engaging in toxic relationships, or you don't know truly what love is because you've never experienced it. And no one's ever, you didn't grow up feeling like you were worthy of love because, you know, you didn't have anybody to give that to you, you know, show you, let alone give it to you. All right. 222. So this could also be pertaining to your relationships. The type of connections that you are engaging in is, you know, it's not a loved one, it's loveless. 2, 3, 4. There's a lot of promiscuity that comes with it. There's a lot of lust energy that comes with it. There's a lot of lack of self-respect that comes with that. And then also there's, I don't need anybody kind of energy. I don't need anybody. Because you've not been properly loved enough, and anybody that you've invested in has not loved you properly, has not actually genuinely and authentically showed you that you were deserving of love. Okay. But it's like, we got to take ourselves all the way back to be like, you know what? I can do this as far as loving myself well enough to where I can be by myself. I can sit with myself and love on myself and be the representation of who I would allow in my life to love me. 333. You know? Reflect on what is love to you. What does love look like to you? Does it involve materialistic? 3, 4, 5. Is it, when you think about this, does it come off artificial to you? Okay. Somebody could be 42. Yeah, somebody could be 42. Somebody can be 26. Somebody can be born in April. Somebody can have a connection with animals. Blue jays, hummingbirds, deer. We got a hawk. So hawks as well. I feel like some are being guided to like really just show who you truly are, your authentic self. 0440. Okay, show your authentic self. You deserve to be seen for exactly who you are. You know, don't try to trump 4, 5, 6. You're like your character, like try to create you to fit that norm, right? Where you're following the pack and not leading it, of your own world. Practice freedom. Release the weight of judgment. Okay? Maybe me personally, I know when I grew up, my mother was very, she was about material, or looking a certain kind of way. She feared being judged by other people, and what was not seen as proper, to society, like it was not allowed. And, mind you, we have to have show a bit of grace because of the fact that our parents only know what they know, and clearly they didn't know no better, or they weren't taught any different. So it's like, what can you do at that point other than evolve and grow individually, personally, And if they want to go ahead and tap in on that, then they will. But if not, because, old timers or old school people or people that are just rather stick to that drum, that's okay. Allow them, In this lifetime, it may not be their time to evolve like that, okay? They were meant to be the representation that they were for you, so that you went ahead and not necessarily followed them, but that you cultivated your own. Be free. Yeah, you could have, you could be fearful of expressing truly who you are because of the fact that, maybe your family doesn't accept it, or the people that you surround yourself with or have grown up with, or just society has shamed you in a sense, mentally and emotionally, to where you can't authentically be yourself. And these are things that, in wounds, okay, that we get as, we are younger. This is why I strive so hard to give my children everything opposite of what I knew was oppressing for me, mentally, emotionally. There is hope ahead, okay? I know when I was younger and I had my first kid, my mom, not everybody knew about it, right? And my mom was like, she put me into a sport. She was like, we don't want everybody knowing, that you had a baby, and we don't need people judging you or picking on you or whatever. And I'm just like, this is my story. It's my life, but I mean, at the time I was just like, this is crazy. You're so worried about what other people are going to say or think. And it's like, what I just experienced and what I went through really should be the focal point here. But, so it's like the extremes that we've all had to go through, or that a lot of us had to go through, to save face, to not feel judged or looked at like a certain kind of way. Yeah. Some of you are being guided to reach out for support. You do not have to go it alone. Now, this could be you reaching out to the Most High, or your spirit team, your ancestors, or people in the physical realm, people that you can trust, okay? Or even me, if there's something that I can assist you with, okay? If it's with healing, with growing, evolving, expanding, pinpointing certain things that you want to evolve from, or just grow from, develop, okay? Getting insight on what it is you need to know that's going to help you to evolve, to empower you. All right. Holy Spirit, angel guides, ancestors, and archangels, anything specifically that they should reflect on? Anything specifically? I feel like a lot of childhood traumas, or I just feel like a lot of the childhood, like when you didn't grow up in the greatest of environment, or when you didn't grow up with the greatest of parents or influence, when you didn't grow up with a great system, or like programming to be something that suited everybody, you know, it's very impactful on, you know, on who we are as we get older. Like, it truly changes us. That it's, yeah, confirmation that it could be really detrimental to like our well-being, like truly, like we lose ourselves, and then it gets hard to kind of come back to ourselves, because it's like, well, this is all I've known, you know. Emotions are the reflection, so you may need to reflect on your emotions, like instead of pushing them aside or burying them or suppressing them, like with vices or not like habits, unhealthy habits, right? We are better off, like we find power in our emotions to allow ourselves to feel it so we can heal it, so we can release it, and then poof, be gone, you know? Not saying that it's just like this. No, it takes work, you know, but how willing are you, how determined are you to grow, to feel different, to have your world look different on the outside of you? Everything starts from within first. Look for the deeper meaning. 12-12, when it comes to your emotions, like why, like I'm getting like aggression, like some aggression or like anger could be a thing for some of you that's in this, that's receiving this right now. Some of you can have a very high sex drive. Like you can be in your feelings and then you end up going 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you end up being like very sexual, hypersexual, or in your feelings and your emotions, and you know, you get mad that you even have these emotions. Like, it's like, sit down and reflect on where is this coming from? Where is it stemming from? You know, step out of the finger pointing or blaming, like, well, because you made me feel like that. But why did you allow them to let you feel like that? Regardless if someone's wrong for their actions or their delivery or the way that their approach on stuff, like, you can look at that and just accept it for what it is, but you don't have to allow it to like tamper with your inner world. 1313, right? It's like you can dead that and then move on and move, because that's not good for you, you know? But see, if you have people in your energy that's testing you, that has your emotions high, they're there for a reason, so that you can reflect on, well, why are you reacting in this way? It will teach you, they will teach you how to respond versus react. I have Pisces energy, Capricorn energy, and December and October is significant as well. All right. Disappointment is not the end. There is hope even in the darkest of nights. All right. Some of you may need to reflect on, you know, when you get disappointed. Does that like trigger you? And why? Check in with your inner child. When you were a child, were you disappointed a lot? And how did that make you feel? I know there's a lot of things in this world that trigger us all, but it's like you want to go ahead and master the self so that these triggers no longer can consume you or run, you know, how you handle things, how you cope with things. I'm one that, you know, I'd been disappointed all my life, and this was one of the biggest things that I had to reflect on, is being disappointed. There's not been a time that I have not been disappointed, you know, especially when, you know, I go so hard to be the best that I can be, to give the best that I can give, and then I get disappointed. And then there was a point in my life where, like for a while, where I'd get disappointed and then I'd shut down, or I just run away from it, or I get disappointed and then I step out of character. You know what I mean? And so this is what you really want to reflect on, okay? And kind of go inward and check with your inner child and see, where is this stemming from? This is the result after this takes place. Because you have the ability to change that. You truly do. Trust me, I have a lot of scars, so I'm not just talking just to talk. And I've healed through a lot of shit. Shit that I don't look like I've even gone through. But that just goes to prove how hard I go for myself and how much I refuse to be shut up, sat down, buried alive. No. Because of everything that I've gone through, it makes me go even harder. Because after all, going through everything that I've gone through up until this far, hell no. Why would I? No. It only makes me fight even harder. But yeah. And then we have, you are wanted. There is a home waiting within. You love yourself well enough. You may not treat yourself like you love yourself, or you may not really show gratitude to self for how much you truly love yourself. But now's the time. So reflect on your emotions, feel your emotions, and then reflect on those emotions. Why am I feeling like this? Why is it this drastic or this serious for me? Why am I reacting in this manner that doesn't even feel good? I don't even want this. I don't want to feel like this. Because you don't have to allow other people, situations, or things and environments to get you out of your hookup, as is. But when you're feeling certain things, it is literally going to help. When you can reflect on it, it will help you futuristic, okay? It'll help you for later on down the road. And then you can be an influence to this and, to the people around you, to your own children, your grandkids, whatever. People in the workplace, your family, all right? Some of you just need to reflect on the emotions that you're feeling when you are disappointed, okay? 1818. And it could stem from you not feeling wanted, you not feeling enough. Hold on. Okay, sorry. But you feeling like you're not enough. And because you haven't received authentic love, care, the nurturing energy, okay? I feel like that's where this is. And not even just nurturing energy, but just because there are masculines that didn't have the mother energy, the nurturing energy, and masculines as well. I mean, both, but that didn't have masculine energy to help see them through their growth as a child, right? So it's to know how to be a man when it's time to be a man, and that can be really frustrating because it's you're trying to cultivate this by, well, this is what I didn't receive this and whatever. So it's very complex. It truly is. And we all got our own story. 1919. And so when we get into that state of disappointment, we can be irrational, impulsive. We can be aggressive. We can bring chaos and conflict to our own lives because of the fact that we're not even reflecting on our own selves, why we're reacting to certain things well, you shouldn't have been da-da-da-da, or because we need to stop pointing fingers and blaming stuff because we can control us. The things that have happened to us in the past and the people that try us here in this present moment, we have no control over. We can't change the past, and we can't control these individuals that go for it, okay? That come for you. We can't control that. We can control what we got for us, how we're going to respond versus react, how we're not going to allow ourselves to get to like fall victim to the conflict and chaos, to fall victim to aggression and hatred or this anger that allows us to act impulsively, that allows us to do things that we truly don't even really want to do. It's just in the heat of the moment, you know? And we got to take a few steps back to reflect on that so we don't do anything impulsive, so that we're coming from a healthier place, seeing it from a higher perspective and coming at it with a different angle. You feel me? But yeah. Okay. Let go all of that no longer serves you, okay? Some of you are needing to review your responsibilities. Maybe you didn't grow up with somebody that, or like, anybody that taught you about responsibilities or having responsibilities or just keeping to those responsibilities. Maybe you didn't have responsible parents or caretakers, so you didn't know how to be responsible. Yeah, confirmation. Somebody's name could be Angie. Go on an adventure and speak to yourself with kindness, okay? You can always set the bar. You can always be, an example. Give yourself permission to feel it, okay? You can always change the game. You don't have to follow suit. It doesn't matter where you come from. It does not matter. You can change whatever. If you wanted to, you can do it. I promise you. And I've realized that for myself too. There are certain things that I'm just like, I'll think about changing that later on. 22. I think I'll, because I don't feel like when I smoke cigarettes. Like whenever I got pregnant, I was able to cut off smoking cigarettes. And then because I breastfed all my kids. So while I breastfed, like, no, I'm good. But then after that, I'm just like, life is just lifing. And honestly, it's really not that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? So I go back to smoking till I ended up pregnant again. But I got to a point where I was just like, you know what? I'm good. I am, I want it because I love to sing. And I felt, my voice was getting all extra raspy and just like, it just wasn't good. I started feeling lumps in my throat. And I'm just like, Father, I'm like, nah, I'm not, and my cancer ran in my family, especially with all the women. And I know my mom had to have surgery. And I'm just like, I'm not trying to, take that route. I'm not. Let's just go ahead and do it. And because I have that willpower to just cold turkey shit, like quite literally, I'm like, just do it. And so I have. It's been over, it's been a year and a half, I want to say, since I stopped, but I started vaping, okay? So, and then I quit vaping. Then I picked it back up because I'm just like, well, why not? You know what I mean? And like, I was smoking reefer. I was smoking ganja. Like, I was the chief queen, okay? But then I'm just like, that was, to suppress certain things. But it also kept me cool. But when I got to the point where I'm just like, this literally is just like, I feel like my energy gets drained now. Like I don't feel as clear-minded as I would like to. It makes me feel like I want to be lazy and not be productive and proactive. Like, and that is who I am though. So when I started realizing like, I could be doing so much more and I could be investing in myself so much more, I literally cold turkey that. Then I picked it back up. Then I cold turkey the trees again, but I started hitting the pens, right? But I'm just like, life is literally a roller coaster, but anything you set your mind to, you can achieve. It is so true. And I'm living proof of that with a lot of different things. Even when I stopped drinking, I cold turkey that, And when you're able to find moderation in life, you can do whatever you want to, okay? You know, I always say stay on the healthier route of things and, you know, don't indulge in things that aren't beneficial to you at your physical health, mental, emotional health, whatever, right? But I feel like, and I don't know why Spirit said, you know, when it comes to like addictions and stuff, like that is truly like a programming, a certain type of programming. I don't even like to call addictions because of the fact that it's like you can program out of that systematic ass fucking mind frame. Like I'm a true big believer of that. It's not just my inner power or strength or will or whatever, you know, of course with the help confirmation, somebody's name could be Oscar, but it's not just that, but the Most High, you know, I look to the Most High to help me out because I'm just like, you know what, it's time. Let's do this. Please help me here. And the Most High comes through. So it's not just me by myself, but the determination, like, because I see what is good for me and what is not. You know, I see where I want to be and where I don't want to be. And I'm not going to pay mind and make excuses for things that truly not serving me. You know, so there were a lot of vices, a lot of habits, and that's what I like to call them, and versus addictions, because if you can break free from that, okay? And I didn't have to go to a rehab, and, you know, there are some individuals that do need to go to rehab, and I commend you, and I literally am here, like, go, team, go, because only you know the methods, bless me, confirmation, that's going to serve you, okay? Not everybody's going to be able to cold turkey shit. Not everybody's going to be able to be like, okay, no. We're all set up different. But for me personally, that's how I go about with things. And I like to take care of it myself. But also, too, I've come from a place where I've never really had anybody to help me with anything. My mental health, emotional health, even my spiritual health. When I stepped on my spiritual path, I didn't go research and studying, like, how do I do this? Or what do I, you know what I mean? I only researched whatever I was guided to research. I didn't go to spiritualists and say, hey, I have a question about this. Like, no, I'm the Most High and I and my spirit team, that's it. You know, sometimes you have to go at it alone. But that's been my life. Like, I'm a lone wolf. It wasn't by choice. I think I did definitely grow into that being by choice because I saw the results from that. And I also, you know, versus the opposite to that, right? Because even when I did, it was all false, you know, the false energies or just the difference. I don't know. But anyways, that could be for some. Some of you could be fighting addictions, and this is not to lesser anything or to mock or to play on what you got going on, but I don't like to like put you in chains or shackles with that word. That's where I'm coming from, because I feel like that word, like, literally, that's what it does, as if you can't break free from that, you know. And I know and believe that you can. All right, and I got faith in you. But whew, all right, I believe that's it. For whoever I got goosebumps, whoever this is for, I love you so very much. And, you know, you feel free. If you are looking for some insight, some guidance, like direction, I got it for you. Whatever you're going through, whatever you're experiencing, there's always something, some type of insight or something that I'm able to give to you or provide you with that is going to help you with your next, you know, with your footing, your footwork, you know, you're moving forward. I'm not here to build the blueprint for you, as you are the designer of your own blueprint, but I'm here to help guide you, help the direction, you know, help the healing. I wear a multitude of hats. So it's like whatever you need, even if you just need to find out what is it that I need, I got you wholeheartedly. Okay. But anyways, all right, I need to go tend to these kiddos. We're going to go for a walk. But until next time, I love you. Peace. Love.